Shocking news about 90% silver. You're going to want to stay tuned for the whole video, folks. I got some information here that might be shock you to no end. So please stay tuned for the whole video on this one. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We are still currently sitting at 4,649 of us in the shop. I cannot thank you all enough for subscribing. Let's just get into it right now. This morning we had a buyer for 90% silver. I told you guys we had about just bought $400 face of silver quarters. Well, someone just came in to this morning and bought $200 worth of face, so that's gone. We are seeing at our shop 90% flying out the door. We just can't hang on to it. So then on this morning's video, a viewer asked me to check out another channel, which I did. It's another coin shop here in the state of Florida. He's seeing a big increase of people selling silver, from anywhere from 90% silver to 999 to 39s, whatever the case may be. He said he had a big selling day yesterday at the shop that I work for, folks. I'm not seeing a big increase in selling. I'm seeing about the same numbers last year around this time than this year. I mean, we are seeing some selling. Yes, it's not mass dumping of silver where I work at. This other coin shop's probably a good driving distance away. I mean, it's not going to take a day. It's not going to take a half day. I'm not going to exactly say, but, it's a pretty good hop, skip, and a jump from us. So, I mean, they're a couple hundred miles away from us, so I'll just leave it as that. But he's saying that his melter is starting to melt down 90% silver. Now, he's not sending in 90% silver to get melted down. Not as of yet. So that got me thinking this morning after I watched that video. Maybe I should call our melter and see what's really going on with the 90% silver. He says he's got about $100 in face. He waits till he gets about 5 of those face. I says, are you willing to sell it back to us? He says, well, yeah, if you want it, yeah. So our owner went out there this morning. I've not heard any report back yet, but he's going to let us cherry pick through it. And if we can get some decent 90% silver for the shop, we're going to buy it directly from the melter, try to save it from getting melted down. It could be work as one day. Maybe we're trading some 999 for it. Some rounds and stuff like that, and that will cost him less to refine it too. So we're trying to, at all ends, trying to save the 90% silver. And this other YouTube video, it was saying, now I don't have confirmation on this, so don't quote me on this. Is what's really going on, but he says a lot of these melters are sending back to the Comex. And Comex is trying to scoop up any silver they can. Well, guess where it's going, folks? It's going to places like China. It's going to places like India. They're taking our silver. Comex is taking our silver and shipping it overseas. If that's what's really going on, that is, really a shame that people are giving up silver and don't realize where it's going. I understand some people need to sell. Don't get me wrong on that. But Comex is drying up. So if this is like a breaking news story, which I'm going to try to dig into this a little bit more this afternoon and see if I can report more on this tomorrow for you all. But, that was a good video he put out. I'm not going to say the channel's name because I don't have permission to talk about that channel. So, I mean, you might have seen it this morning yourselves. Feel free if you want to put the channel's name in the comment section, but just try not to use the word channel in the comment section because this platform don't like that word, I guess. So, if that is really what's really happening, and I kind of believe his story. I really believe this other YouTuber's story that is what is happening. I mean, I'm not saying that he's not saying that, he's not getting the silver he's getting. I believe him. I mean, I really do, because I'm hearing that throughout the country. And I'm also hearing that people are buying like crazy. I guess it's just your location, folks. I mean, it really comes down to being your location exactly. You know, you could have two coin shops within a couple 100 miles of each other, or a couple, tens of miles from each other, and you're gonna get two different stories. You really will see, because I called the other coin shop up the road from us. He's seen not as good as what we're seeing. He's seen a little bit more selling at his end. But, I mean, I don't know why he's seen that, because we do pay more for, than the general area around us. We have several coin shops within 50 miles of us. So, I mean, we do pay up for our silver. And, yeah, we're seeing selling. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I've said that before. But I'm not seeing mass dumping of silver or gold. We're just not. So, with that being said, we're trying to save 90% silver every way which we can. So we're going to try to make an agreement with our local melter and see if we can, buy it directly from him if he gets it in. And, if we can have time to cherry through pick that, because we don't want slicks. That's those are just going to go right back to the melter. If you can't see the date on them, they're worn down. They're going to go right back to the melter. So we don't want to be doing that as well. So if it's going to help the melter out, not to refine them, if we can pick them up at a decent price, and I don't know what his price is as of yet is, he said, depending how much you buy from me, I'll set my price. So like I said, our owner is there now as we're talking. I am home. Shop's kind of quiet today. We're about to get some rain here. So, people seem to stay home when it's raining out down here for some reason. But I've got a few emails this morning. People are still looking to buy 90% silver. Hey, folks, when it's gone, you can only melt down so much of this stuff before it's gone. I mean, I really hope we can save as much as 90% silver as we can, because this could be your best butter tool when the dollar collapses. And we know, people say, and I will quote, people say this, the dollar will never fail. Well, just because we live in the United States, every fiat currency has died. That is 100% true. It all goes to fiat heaven, and it will eventually collapse. When will it collapse? I cannot guarantee what day it will collapse, what year it will collapse, but I'd rather be early than one day late. And if you are a strong supporter of 90% silver or even 40% silver, I'm a strong component on both. You can get it for a good price. You got the extra cash to do it with. Hey, look at it as a savings account for the future. That is what I'm doing. I'm not holding big bucks in the banks to save to get a little bit of interest. Yeah, I could put it in a CD, a smaller CD for 3 or 4 months. I don't even trust that at this time, because they could just hit one button and say your account's zero and hasta la vista. You put money in the bank. If you read the fine contract, the fine print on that contract, that money's not yours. All right, that money is not yours. I rather have physical silver. I don't own gold. Okay, but if I did own gold, I'd rather have physical gold than anything else as well. I think, you're going to have to make a decision how much silver you need. And there is some math out there. The simple math is take spot price, add a couple bucks to it. You might want whatever spot price is, whatever you're into buying right now. Let's say it's Silver Eagles. Let's say Silver Eagles are $37. Add a couple bucks to that. Add up all your bills. Divide it by the current price of a Silver Eagle, and then you do the math that way. And so you just divide it by the price. You see how many Eagles you need per month, times it by XYZ, how many months you want to have a stockpile of it, and that's basically your easiest math way. Now that math is not going to work for everybody out there, because everybody's lifestyle is different. Meaning, I don't buy a lot when I go to the grocery store. I buy when it's on sale. Some stuff you can't always buy on sale. How much does it cost for a gallon of milk? How much does it cost for a dozen eggs? Look at the smaller purchases, because 1 ounce of silver, folks, might be too much for that transaction. You know, I mean, it just might be too much for that transaction. That's why you want fraction. That's why we have pennies, nickels, and dimes for change, folks. That's fractional. I mean, you know, think about it that way. That is why we have change. This is because everything, you know, the cents, it does add up too. You know, you get 100 pennies, well, that's a buck. You get 20 nickels, there's a buck. You get 10 dimes, there's a buck. You see where I'm going with this? That's why I'm a big component of 90% silver and 40% silver. Look, 40% silver is great to own too, in my opinion. And I'm going to tell you why. I mean, they're a 50-cent piece. We don't see them in everyday circulation. Even the ones they do make for circulation, people seem to hoard those more than any other type of coin, you know, because people don't see them in everyday transactions. So with that being said, maybe get yourself, you know, as Christmas presents for people, the kids, get the kids involved. You know, get a couple halves. You know, maybe you have a couple halves. You know, play a game. You know, you could even get a box of pennies, folks. You get a couple kids for Christmas time. You know, it might even be 2 boxes of pennies you might need, depending on how many kids you have. You know, when you go see your family and friends at the holidays. You know, but you got 2 kids, a box of pennies. Give them a half a box of pennies each, and ask them to look for anything from 1982 and prior, and whoever finds the most wins a $50 if you're into copper stacking. That's one way to do it. Another way, play a game. It could be a Monopoly game. It could be a Yahtzee game. It could be any type of game you want to play. 2 out of 3. If you beat me 2 out of 3 times, you win a $50. Get the kids involved that way. It's a cheap Christmas present. Really, that is, and get them involved and say, if you do good in school, you get an A on your next test, I'll give you another $50. Get them going slowly and explain to them slowly what silver and gold are all about. You know, the younger you can do it with the kids, I say go for it. Let's bring the kids involved this holiday season. That's all I got, folks. If you folks have any question for me, you know my email is in every single description of every single video. I do try to get back as quick as possible. This allows me 48 hours. If I do not get back to you in 48 hours, please reach back out again, because sometimes I do miss emails. Sometimes they do go in the spam box, and I don't catch them within the 48 hours if they go, especially if they go in the spam box. I'm trying to get back as fast as I can to you folks. I thank you for watching, and to the next video, Coin Shop Chris is out.